back to What to Do Wednesdays with Candy Thompson
and Garrett Gray.
We are super excited for this week to come to you. We're a couple weeks into January of 2025. Kind of crazy, right?
It's definitely a crazy time to be alive. I mean, we got a lot going on in just California alone.
Right.
Around the world, I mean, it's pretty intense, but we're simplifying just to California.
Just California today.
Within the last, let's say, we're on the 13th, 14th, right? 15th. So last 15 days, we've had in California, we've had a fire, we've had tsunami warnings in San Diego, and then we've had 7.3 earthquakes in Eureka, all around us within a short amount of time.
So don't make me quote the Bible, huh? You know what it says.
It's insane. 2025. I wouldn't think you'd go into 2025 almost just as severely as we went into 2024. Because we have last year we had the up here specifically we had the electrifier, right? Or was that 2 years ago?
That was 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah, we went through last year without a big fire, thankfully. The year, but I mean, we've had some pretty significant fires. I mean, let's face it.
Oh, shoot.
And we know. Okay, so let's talk about fires.
Okay.
Because I'm a little bit older than you.
A little bit.
Yes. So no. Okay, maybe a little bit. Garrett, how old are you?
I am 31.
Damn it! I'm a lot older than you. Okay. I don't think I'm supposed to say damn it.
I think it doesn't matter. I think that because we've always talked that, you were
graduating high school
when I was born.
That's right. I was 18 and way too cool for school. So, okay.
Fires.
When I grew up in Amador County. If there was a fire that was 10,000 acres, you'd have been shocked. There was never fires that were that big. Ever, ever, ever. Keep in mind, social media didn't exist until I was like 20. Well, I think MySpace was probably when I was 19, 20.
Yeah, probably.
So, but you didn't hear about them in a mass way, but you did on the news.
Right.
And so there were never, ever fires like this, ever.
Well, I think that's why it changes so much is because we're able to get so much more information quicker and faster that we know more that's actually happening around us than just knowing what happens in your podunk town.
Yes.
No,
it's true. However, it didn't matter because the news would have covered more than 10,000 acres in the entire state. And news was real at that time. You actually could believe it. And so we were, it was true. It's true. Like you actually knew what they were saying was true.
Right.
And so
I believe that.
So social media didn't change the fact. It's the leadership in California that changed the fact that we now have these 300,000 acre fires, or we have, 20,000 acres in Southern California in the most expensive neighborhood in the state of California, right?
Well, it's just crazy. I mean, you reading up online, right? You got fire hydrants that are completely empty. You're next to the ocean, but yet there's salt water that's going to start. It's just a lot of.
And you're saving a fish.
And you're saving a fish. I don't understand the ability to not get the job done. Like that is super important. You never think it's going to happen, but then there's crazy stuff too where I'm reading that Oregon's sending down 60 plus fire engines get stopped in San Francisco for emissions testing. Like where does the natural hazard line or natural or the hazard of effects or whatever it is, like humanitarian services, where does that whole thing stop to be able to go stop something?
Yeah. Well, I mean, how many people drive from Oregon to San Diego and take their family and they're not stopped for emissions? But we have help is on the way, dear, and they stop them and won't let them through because they don't pass a smog check.
It's unbelievable. They want it to burn. There's another.
I'm afraid the fire smoke is worse than the smog, and we need to get them there to put the fire out.
Yeah. Well, I think there's underlying causes. People are, I don't know, profiting or something sticky is happening to where, I mean, someone was saying, and I don't know how true this is because I haven't looked at the geographical map of where the fire's at now, but they're saying it's super weird how it's going directly how they were trying to put in that rail train. Really? Like it's all burning down and going into the place where they wanted to put that fast speed rail train through the northern to southern part of California. So Is it man-made? Is it not man-made?
Conspiracy theory
It's
right there.
it's a lot, and it's
It's
conspiracy-wise, but
yeah, it is all
when you start
conspiracy.
watching these people and they go through the cars and only the outer shell is burnt and nothing inside is burnt, or the trees all around it are still standing, but the house isn't literally gone down to the studs and foundation.
Yeah. Which I mean, natural hazards are weird. I mean, they're no matter how you chalk them up. I mean, you watch a tornado in Oklahoma and it will wipe out an entire city and there will be one house sitting there.
That's
Like
true.
it is strange how natural disasters happen and how, and I mean, I think a lot of that has, I think God protects a lot of that too, you know, where like all of a sudden the church won't be touched, right? Everything around it will be burnt. But it is such a sad situation. And so I want to say that our hearts are going out to all of the victims of the fire in Southern California. We do not care whether you are a celebrity or not. You have lost things that were important to you and you lost your homes. And that is so tragic. And we're just so hard. Please know that my family is praying for you. It is very, very sad what's happening out there.
For sure.
But when you look at the logistics of it and you look at this huge body of water that should be there, this reservoir that should be there that is literally dry, I'd like to know if that's ever happened before. Have they ever emptied it and it been dry before? They said it's only been dry for 1 year.
There's no way, because I think it's just the things over time that people have put in place they're trying to use the resources, and now they're at the point of we've depleted the resources.
Right, but we have not been in a drought for years. I mean, they say that we have a drought. Like this month, we will hear in California, we're in a drought. And then next month and in March, it'll dump. It'll pour down. And then by June, they'll go, oh, all of our reservoirs are up and it's a miracle. It's just like everything has just been pushed back.
But they start wasting it and they just start depleting it instead of saving it.
Right.
Because it's so overfull. We need to move it somewhere.
Right.
Don't do that.
No, please.
Now we're going to keep going the same situations.
Yes. Well, the new administration has stated that there is such an abundance of water in California for us.
Now, administration, we're talking like government. So we're talking
Trump.
Okay.
So Trump has stated
government or full on.
Actually, just because it's California, when Trump was in office, you know, 5 years ago, when he was in office, there was a situation with water in the state of California. And he actually went through, I want to say it's the Department of Commerce. It was like an unusual department that you would go to, in my opinion, for water. But that's where he went. And he had all of the approvals and everything for us to be able to have water in the state of California. And the governor wouldn't sign it. So there is additional water resources available for the state of California. And so it shouldn't have happened. What's happening in Southern California shouldn't have happened. What's happened in Paradise shouldn't have happened. What's happened in Calaveras County should not have happened. I mean, first and foremost, not being able to clear out the brush. I mean, that's the number one reason that even that fire departments and fire personnel are saying that the fire went so out of control.
Dude, it's still today. Okay, we're going to say the 15th. We're looking this stuff up on the 13th because we're pre-recording. That's fine. But just to give you a date, 23,713 acres, 14% contained.
Unbelievable.
14% contained.
Because there's no water. Oh. Keep in mind.
There's no water.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if we could drain the ocean.
Yeah.
I really don't think we could just deplete the ocean. But...
You know what's crazy, though, is that in the last couple of years, there was $17 million budget cuts for firefighters. In LA, in Los Angeles, there were $17 million of budget cuts.
Right.
And they've said they need like hundreds of new fire departments. Yeah. It's just crazy to me.
Well, and they started shutting down all the fire camps and everything where fires were actually happening.
Right.
Just save funds and money for, it is weird to look at, but I think there's an underlying agenda, and you don't find it out till afterwards, and then you go, aha.
Well, I just, I see a lot of these things happen.
Yeah. And
it makes me sad because I don't ever really see anybody held accountable for these decisions.
No, they're too high up.
And it's just devastating what's happening. And I know that we hear a lot about celebrities that are losing their homes, and
Yeah.
merely just for the fact that you recognize their names. I mean, it's you could put a lot of thousands of other people's names in there, but
Oh,
I
of
mean,
course.
we know families in our county who have family members
Yes.
in LA who have
Yes.
lost their homes. Like, it's very far reaching all around, and it's just devastating. I received a phone call last week for a family member who not only did they lose their home, and it's a friend of mine's family member. Her brother lost his employment. The building that he worked in burnt down. His wife's building she worked in burnt down. Their son, who's in junior high, his school burnt down, and their house burnt down.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap!
Where do they go?
Oh my gosh, yeah. And they are originally from up here, so they're looking to come back this
Yeah.
way, but it's so sad. And so I do hope at some point I realize that our government in California is going to change. And I really hope that they understand the value in allowing us to do what we need to do
Yeah.
to maintain the fire
Here's-
protection.
And
It's
here's
just
an added
crazy.
bonus to this craziness that's happening, right? We're kind of changing gears, but not. Gas. Okay. Gas was kind of coming down. There's word right now that the gas pipeline that's distributing from Nevada to California is closed. So now we have to outsource our gas from Oklahoma and Texas.
No.
What is that going to do to our gases here
Oh
in
my
California now? We already pay the highest gas prices
do.
probably in
Yeah.
the United States,
No,
right?
I can promise you.
So now we're going to have it even higher because we can't get it from Nevada?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, I want you to know. So my girls today, who you met if you watched a couple
Yes.
weeks ago on the podcast, Emily and Aaron, they started their first day of their last semester of their senior year.
That's awesome.
So very, very exciting. Yes. And this is so officially, I guess this would be their first. No, it wouldn't be their last first day, because their last first day would be the first day of school.
Right. This is their
And-
last first day of the last semester.
That's right. We're going to go with that. Anyway, we drive them out to school every year.
Mhm.
So every year we caravan out because they each want their cars out there. And then, which is my favorite time. Like, I love driving them out there. We
good
get to
little road
spend.
trip. Yeah.
One first day we spend with one of them. Then the next day we switch. We spend all day with that one. And then the last day is just a couple hours, and they usually like to ride together. So, I can promise you, the moment that we pass the California line, it goes from $5 a gallon to $3 a
Yeah.
gallon. And by the time we get into Fort Worth, Texas, it's $2.35 a gallon. That's
crazy.
California. So when people think like it's so, but here's what I want to know. Where are the gas taxes going? What are they going toward? They're certainly not going toward our schools
Or firefighters.
or our roads or our fire or our law enforcement or our,
enforcement,
yes.
fees and all
Where's that money going?
Yeah.
Probably a discussion for a different time. But
Yeah, that can go.
I agree with you. And the last thing we're going to talk about on this crazy inflation. So Amador County is a fun county because we are very Northern California and we're very country. So it's
last safe haven in California.
Yes, it is. It's so fun. Like, growing up in Amador County, we had a barn on campus. I mean, they literally have a program on our high school campuses that's farm to fork. I mean, I have my cousin's ranch had baby pigs being born last night. I mean, it was in another litter today. I can't wait to see the picture. And they're little babies. And then they raise them. And then our high school kids and our junior high kids raise them for 4-H and for FFA. And then they sell them at our county fair, which is the #1 county fair in the state, I might add. And the destruction derby where the cars, it's so much fun. So, but I mean, we have destruction derbies. We fill the stands to go watch cars run into each other.
Yeah.
So we are very, very countrified in California. However, in our area, we do have, there's a lot of land, and we're in the country. So we do, I mean, my family, we raise our own cattle, and we don't raise it. My cousins do, but we buy from them. I mean, we take it to the butcher, right? Same thing with eggs.
Well, that's why it's fun to be around here. Like you're saying, well, especially with eggs being, you can't find them, they're overpriced. No, we have egg distributors all over, and now there's sometimes they can't get rid of enough of them, right? So, but that's what's so fun being in this county is you know everybody. You can go get your meat, you can go get your eggs, you can go get whatever you would like from our farmers around here.
Yeah.
are kids going to school with your kids, or
It's so
that
fun.
you've met
Yes.
parents you went to school with that now they have kids.
Yes.
That's why I do like this town.
I love it.
I like growing a family here,
Mhm.
is because everybody is connected, good or bad.
Yeah.
It could be both ways,
I
but if
love
you
it.
work it right, it's a
Yeah.
very fun time.
It is. It's a really great community. And it is fun that we do not have to pay $9 a dozen for eggs.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. I mean, you could literally put a Facebook post or an Instagram post that says, "Hey, I'm looking for eggs. Does anybody have them?"
Right.
Or you could say to yourself, I'm not paying $9 for, and you go to Tractor Supply and you
buy
get
some
yourself
chicks.
some chickens
Yeah.
and you have your own eggs. It's so much fun.
There's it's the chicken conspiracy theory. Have you
Right,
heard about
right.
that?
Yes.
Once you buy a
Somewhat.
chicken, you start looking into what is in the produce or the other chickens that you're buying, right? And then you
Oh.
go get your own chicken because it's going to be better for you,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So then you go from that, and then you start looking into other things that you're buying at the store, and you're like, well, I can get this here, I can get this there, and
Yeah.
next thing you know, you're a full-fledged farmer.
You are.
It's how it
You're
works.
right.
It's called the chicken conspiracy
That's
theory. One chicken can run
hysterical.
you into getting a whole down
That
a rabbit
is
path
hilarious.
of you're buying all this produce meat, and you're like, where is this all coming from?
Yeah.
You're like, I don't need that anymore. Then you start looking what's in your
Right.
chips,
No,
like
you're right.
your vegetables that you're buying. Like, I
Mhm.
could grow all this at my house.
No, literally.
You can.
Yeah, you absolutely can. It's one of my favorite things. I love that, we have so many family members that have like, it feels like orchards of
Yeah.
fruit trees, and just
Oh, every time we
it's
go
a
out,
really
yeah.
great, yeah, really,
Every
really
family
great
house I
place
go
to
to,
live.
they're like, hey, do you want your
Yes.
3 bags of apples? Yes, I do. Do you want
Yes.
plums and
Yes.
apricots?
I
And
love it.
my produce drawer is usually always full.
Yeah.
My wife actually started getting into jam making.
Oh,
So
I'm so
when we
glad.
have a big bag, she'll make like a plum jam or a
Oh, I
cherry
love
jam.
it.
Oh, it is so
Okay,
good.
so Exhibit A
Yeah,
to Garrett's
right.
right. This is one of our agents, and she grow. We have carrots there, and usually we have jams that
Yeah.
are there, and pickles and all kinds of stuff. So we literally sell this right in our office
Yeah.
that one of our agents grows and cans at her own house. So
See, that's why,
yeah.
again, bringing back to your thing, is this is why it's so nice to be here, right?
Yes.
Everybody knows everybody, but you're doing everything with each
Yeah,
other, right?
yes.
Like it's a good time.
It's so fun. Yeah. So anyway, speaking of, homes,
Yeah.
right? Because we got to throw our real estate
Right.
side of this in here. And we do have, Garrett and I were talking about earlier something that's really fun to think about when it comes to flipping homes.
Yes.
And the opportunity that there is out there to
Right now.
flip homes.
Well,
Yeah.
with coming with, I think, the Silver Tsunami.
Right.
So
Right.
the Silver Tsunami is the baby boomers era that's coming up to an age to where, and I hate to say it, they're either passing away, they're getting too old to take care of their home.
Right. Or downsizing.
Or downsizing.
Mhm.
Either one, right? But they've lived in these homes for 60 plus years,
Right.
and are now getting to the point where they can't maintain them enough.
Yeah.
And that's where we, as an investor or as a real estate agent, we look at these homes, and that's when we kind of go out and talk and see what we can do to help them either downsize or move on, or
Mhm.
how they're orchestrating their deal. But that's going to be a huge factor into house flipping, because these
Right.
houses haven't been remodeled since, I would say, the 90s.
Right.
No, 90s.
Definitely.
So it's
the
dated.
90s. Yeah.
So you go in there, you do a little bit of sprucing up, you do a little bit of changes,
Yeah.
and then that's when you get your production out of it.
Mhm. Yeah, and one thing that we're excited to be bringing you in 2025 is that Garrett and I are super committed to this podcast,
Yeah.
and we love it. It's so much fun. So we hope you guys are going to love it, and very soon, so many of you are going to love it. But we are committed to doing fun things in 2025, and one of those is coming to you on location from different places.
Yep.
And so that's going to be fun. I mean, I want to do where we have, a time where we're coming on location from a fixer upper.
Yeah.
And we're able to talk to you and share things like that with you. I'd like to come from a multi-million-dollar property that you just don't generally walk in yourself. A lot of these times you can even think I'm just, for the fun of it, I'm going to go out and we're going to go look at $5 and $10 million homes, right?
Mhm.
You can't. In order to even look at those homes, they require proof of funds.
Before.
Yeah, not even a loan. Because listen, we have lenders that would do a mock-up on a fake, pre-approval to get you in.
Right.
They want proof of funds that you're going to be able to pay the down payment to close on that house before you're even allowed to
What
see
would
it.
that even look like?
Yeah,
10
yeah.
million? You're looking at least digits to down payment.
100%, 100%. And so, and especially when once you get above a certain level, it's considered a jumbo loan.
Yeah.
And it has to be a 20% down. So when you're looking at 20% of 10 million, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So to have that in cash, to be able to, you know, put down on a house, that they're smart to require, you know, the listing agents of these big properties
Yeah.
are smart, just so that you are getting people. I mean,
Right.
there's a lot that goes into preparing that to show it. I mean, an agent doesn't just give you the code to the lockbox.
No,
like
no,
they're
no,
setting the entire thing up.
Well,
There's a
they
lot
said
that
it's
goes
just
into
like in commercial real estate, right? Because you're selling that type of marketing. You're not just listing a house. You're making deals. You're putting together a concept, right? Like
right.
it's not the same of just, you know, a $500,000 home, which
Right.
I think right now is it's coming to be average.
Yeah.
I think right now the national average is 462,000 in California. I don't even know what that's national. Probably just in California alone.
Yeah.
But when you get to those types of homes, yeah, you can go show the house all day long, vacant, not vacant, whatever.
Yeah.
When you get to I would even say $1 million homes, the sellers get a little bit more closed off into how I'm showing it, when I'm showing it, because in a real estate mind, I have a ton of ways to show your homes.
Yeah.
I could do it on a broker's tour where all the agents get to see it. And then I can do open houses where anybody can come and see it. And I can do private showings, and then I can do lives. I can do Zooms at it. Like there's a ton of different ways to market it. But at a certain level, they don't want that kind of exposure, because we're not trying to appeal to everybody. We only want a niche of a market that's going to actually really walk this house and buy this house, not just ooh and ah and what is it, eye candy it, right?
Yeah. Well, and we're target marketing when we have listings like that. You're target marketing to the people who would be in the ballpark to buy something like that. And so showing properties like that is not like you're just like, oh hey, go ahead and turn the lights on. Like there's a lot of preparation that goes into that. So I understand that. The reason we tell you this is because not just everybody can see these, and we're going to be coming on location from these kind of homes for you, and it's going to be so much fun to be able to show you homes like this.
Yeah, I think it's going to be enjoyable because it's going to change the scenery, right? But we'll get to walk you around to some of these homes that, I mean, when I get to do the Thursday, which I love doing broker tours on Thursdays during the summertime, because the houses you get to walk through, I probably never would see one in my lifetime.
Yeah.
And then the views that I get up here in Amber County specifically, right? There was that one, what was it, off of the Aqueduct Road? All the way at the top, but the view was all of the McComey River,
like 180 degrees.
My Lord, it was beautiful.
Yeah,
but that's what we're gonna try to bring to you guys. We're gonna try to bring that to the public.
That's right. And then also unique homes. Like there's cool treehouse homes out there. Yeah. There's really cool places. There's round homes that people don't usually get to see. Right. So we're excited for 2025. We're gonna throw some of these in there, bring it on location, enhance our podcast, and it's going to be very thrilling. And also, we are bringing to you the lifestyle planning guide.
Yes.
So because we've actually had quite a bit of interest in this, we've even started deciding that we're going to push out the date a little bit, because we feel the need to have in-person brochures. Yeah. So we're actually ordering the brochures versus just showing it online. That way people that want to come to it in person can actually have their booklet. It's like a 25-page booklet. Yeah, so we're having those printed so that people can have that. So the lifestyle planning guide is going to be very, very exciting. And it really is, for those of you who love goal planning, you're going to love this. Yeah. For people who don't, it's still a really great idea for you to do this. And we literally walk you through it to help you answer questions in your mind on what does it look like in a year, in 5 years, in 10 years?
And that's the thing too, is if your goal this year is to change your mindset and do something, whether it be buying a home or just being better, right? You got to hold yourself accountable. So having this, we're trying to lay out a way that showing that your goals are pretty easy to obtain if you just hold yourself accountable.
That's right.
So if we help you with that, and maybe let's just say, for example, you are looking to buy a house this year. It is your big move. It is the time to do it, right? You're growing a family. This is what you want to be able to do, and we want to be able to help you with that. So if we can lay out some goals for you to where, you know, maybe your credit's not great. This is what we can work on, right?
Right.
Or if you need some more the money in the bank, this is how you can work on. And then we can talk to you in ways that will help you go towards those goals and accomplish what you were
That's
trying
right.
to do. So
That's
we just
right.
want to put it out there because we have that we have this ability at our fingertips. We're
That's
with
right.
Berkshire Hathaway Home Services
It's
that gives
amazing.
us the ability to help you. So this is how we're trying to do it in
That's right.
this kind of platform, but also bringing you on our Zoom so you can really ask your questions. We can get kind of personal with you. So seating is super limited, so we can be
Right.
able to have the time to talk with you in a somewhat formal one-on-one setting, but
Mhm.
also having people there.
And I want you to know, like, please do not be watching this and think to yourself, oh, I already have to be a homeowner or I already have to.
Absolutely not.
No, like, we're looking for people who are renting, who are looking to, how is this going to work for you? What does this look like? Should you buy in a year? Should you wait a couple of years?
Yeah.
What does this look like down the road? Also, for people who currently have homes, if you have one and you want an investment property, that's a lifestyle plan,
Yeah.
right?
It is.
If you have a home that's too large and you're looking to downsize,
Right.
a very dear friend of mine that is one of my mom's dear friends that I play bunco with. So I'm in a bunco group.
She's not old though, right?
I am not old. I was in a bunco
Oh.
group in my 20s. I'm just saying. But I don't know about other areas.
Bunko.
It is.
Oh,
Garrett,
man.
you would so be addicted.
I
I'm
haven't even.
fine. I'm inviting
You know
your
what?
wife. I'm inviting your young wife to bunco, and she's going to be in a bunco.
She would
Maddie, you're
probably love it,
next.
though. She
Mhm.
would probably love it though because she's in the
It's so
bingo
fun.
now, so I'm
That's
sure
right.
she'd love Bunko.
No, it's so fun. And so I'm in a bunco group with my mom, who I love so much, and a lot of my mom's friends, and one of my mom's dear friends who I went to school with her daughter, so you know, the whole small community thing. They just sold, they're selling their home right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember going and spending the night there when we were in high school. I
Right.
remember when they built it, and they're downsizing.
Mhm.
They're moving into a 55 and older community. They're downsizing and they're selling this home that's in pristine condition. It's beautiful.
Mhm.
It's in a wonderful neighborhood, but we're looking for you too. We're looking for people who are thinking like, okay, we've helped many people downsize and sell their home for top dollar, oftentimes be able to pay cash for the property
Yeah.
that you're paying, that you're purchasing, and just taking that step. So we don't care where you are on the
Life
spectrum.
cycle.
Yeah, we want to help you because our goal is to help you buy a home. We are your forever agent, and our job is to be there with you forever. And so that's why this lifestyle planning guide is good, because we're able to walk with you on this journey and be a part of it with you.
Well, and it helps us also get to know you guys a little bit, right?
100%.
I enjoy getting to know my clients. It's really fun. At the end
Yes.
of the deal, I mean, even if it's a 30-day, 60-day, a year with them,
Right, right.
I look at you as someone that is I have a relationship now
Yes.
because we don't just talk in real estate related, right? Like
Right.
I care for you. I want you to be working
Right.
well, right? I want you to your health to be good, your
Yes.
kids to be
You kind of
fine,
become
right?
like
So
family. I
it
mean, you
does.
don't
It
have
does.
to.
It happens that way though.
It does.
In my time that I've done it so far in the I would say short time, but again, however it's worked. The clients I've had, I've
Yes.
built really good relationships with so
Right.
far. I don't think I've had one where it was like, man, and that's what his thing too is we're word of mouth, right? So I don't want bad relationships, but I'm just a very nice
Yeah.
person, I believe too.
Right, you are. No, you're very friendly. You're very easy to work
Yeah.
with. Anybody that gets to go to an open house with Garrett or be blessed to have Garrett as your agent, he's really awesome. He's very funny. He's going to figure everything out for you. He's very entertaining,
That's
and
right.
so no,
Yeah.
and very knowledgeable on real estate. So, but just know, in this Zoom that we're going to do, we're actually going to have breakout rooms so that we can break out, like, you know, these are the renters, these are the people that want to downsize, these are our investors. So we're going to put you in breakout rooms that we actually can have like-minded conversations to where you're not going to have to sit through the whole thing hearing about scenarios that have nothing to do with your life. We're going to put you in very specific groups to where the questions that are being asked do pertain to you.
Yeah,
So
I think it's great.
we will be posting the date. We are changing the date just because we're getting those flyers made, or the booklets made, and so we're looking at the middle of February. So we're going to give you a little bit more time. Be on the lookout on our social media.
Yeah,
we're going
social
to be
medias.
pushing a lot of information out about these lifestyle planning guides also.
And we have the registration link already made, so you can still sign up.
Yes.
Just be wary of the date; it might change. Because
date will change.
with people talking to us in the time frame of January, they want to be a part of it, but some people can't. So we want to be able
January's
to
crazy.
have these seats ready for them. And if we like this, we might do a second one.
Absolutely.
If we get a good turnout, we might do a second one just to make sure everybody gets involved.
Right.
So.
It's something we like to do at the beginning of the year just because people are in their goal mindsets, but it's definitely something that we can continue to do and make sure that everybody's a part of it. So so also remember, WTDW little s.
There you go.
At WTDW little s is our YouTube page. Subscribe, like, whattodowednesdays@gmail.com. If you have
Send your
any questions
in.
for us, send them in to us. And even if you have things that you want to see, if you hear that we're going to be going out on location, tell us where you want to see.
Yeah.
Tell us homes that you want to see.
If you guys find homes on Zillow that you want us to see, and
yes.
I would say at least the Northern California area.
For now.
Right? Let's say Amador County. I'd say Greater Sacramento area.
Yeah.
You guys like houses out there? Send them to us. We'll try to get on and see if we can go do a live walkthrough video podcast at their house.
Absolutely, yes.
Why not?
So fun, absolutely. So we're very excited to be bringing all of this to you in 2025. It's going to be fun.
It's super fun.
Yep. And so thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. We just want to give you a What to Do Wednesday disclaimer. The information provided in this podcast is for general informational purposes only. All opinions expressed are those of the host and guests and do not reflect the official stance of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services or Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Divine Properties or any affiliated entities. This podcast does not constitute legal, financial, or real estate advice, and listeners are encouraged to consult with qualified professionals regarding their specific needs. While we strive to provide accurate information, we make no guarantees regarding the completeness or reliability of any information discussed. We are not responsible for any actions taken by listeners based on the content of this podcast. Additionally, topics covered in the podcast are based on the host's experience and opinions and may not apply to all situations. Listeners are reminded that real estate laws and regulations may vary by location, and information may become outdated over time. By listening to this podcast, you agree to release the host, guests, and any associated entities from any liability related to the topics discussed.